Hello and welcome to yet another About the Albums. And this time the album we're talking about is not a remaster. It's new-ish. The album is Beyond the Silent Blue. Um, Interestingly here, right now when I'm recording this, it is still 2020. But this album is coming out, or I guess has already came out. This is the day after, right? In February of 2021. So, the interesting thing about that too is that I'm in the past recording this for the future because all these songs are done, but these songs were all recorded around the same time as I was doing stuff for Sad Michelle's. So they're probably somewhere around 2017. And maybe somewhere 2018, I don't know if any were really there. I think most of these were done. I was just waiting for a long time in 2017 to get stuff out there. And I was like way too stressed out for a while to get anything else done. But I think essentially these are anything that wasn't going to fit the theme of Sad Michelle's. And that was the idea. And basically I thought, well, I might want to do more stuff too, right? I'm probably not at the 80 minutes, but fuck it, because I can just, I can just leave this as is, and when I do a new album, I'll be able to actually, record it and do stuff, and hopefully it'll have better quality to the sound of it anyways. And this is, it's just weird, because it's like, this is coming out later than I'm recording the stuff about this. All the stuff was recorded in the past, but I remastered it, so it's the first time anyone else has heard it. It's weird. Some of these I've listened to a bit, some of these I haven't listened to that much just because they've been floating around in other places. But it's going to be cool if I finally get something actually like new out that you guys haven't heard before. Now there's going to be, again, same thing as always. There's going to be, the timestamps and the full song links and the full album link in the description. But that's, that's not new. And the button is still on the shirt. I can never really tell in the small viewfinder over there. But I think you saw it. We'll say you saw it. And there's not much else to really preface this with, I guess, because, yeah, it's kind of new. And it should be exciting. So hopefully you guys are going to enjoy these. And I know these are things you haven't heard before because I'm the only one who has. You keep on running, but you'll never make it. You keep on running, but you'll never make it. You keep on running, but you'll never make it. Escape the Bomb is about trying to escape a bomb, trying to basically defuse a bomb, and then another bomb appearing, and then it's like, what do you do now? And the idea of like trying to run away from it, you'll never make it away from the explosion in time. There's no way you can outrun that bomb. Just these situations where you can't get away from them. Yeah, that's mostly what it's about. It's an explosive start to the album. And I don't know, I just like the way it goes with like the beat really well, and it flows. The solo is like a weird tone for the solo. I like it, but it doesn't have a whole lot of power or anything behind it, so doesn't sound real professional to have that tone there, but it's a neat tone. I like having interesting tones. And I really like the guitar parts on this, and like the dun, dun, like this, I don't know, like the chords and stuff. It sounds really cool. So I do like this one. And this is one I remember being cool, and it's still cool. So I'm glad I still like it. It doesn't blow up. He takes his stance, ready to die for his homeland. He will fight. All in One is about basically this one warrior standing up to fight for the honor and the glory and everything of his kingdom, and then all the people see him standing there alone, going to do this, and they fills them with pride, and they're just like, we can't let him do this alone, and everybody joins him. slowly just coming up and joining him in arms until they have a huge army to defend their kingdom and their pride and their honor and all that stuff. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of almost like medieval, or like maybe further back, maybe it's like Odyssey kind of stuff or something like that. I don't know. But it's, the concept is there. And I feel kind of torn on this song, honestly, because, like, I mean, like, the whole thing is, like, built at, like, your first verse, so, like, it's about one man, and then it's, like, kind of the same things being reflected with multiple people, like, all the people in the nation. It has some interesting parts to it, the composition, interesting, like, bits here and there of, like, oh, you're putting instruments here, like, solo bits here, and I like that it, like, has some different, like, sections to it, and then, like, how different sections get sung over and that kind of thing. But still, overall, it's like it's a little long, and it's a little like but also those parts that are cool and like have some power behind it. So I'm kind of flip-flopping on how I feel about it, but how do you feel about it? That's what's important. How the hell do you feel about it? Let me know in those comments, or somewhere, or something, or don't.
All wet, my head is spinning, thrown up and down. Whiplash and twisted swimming, I'll puke and drown.
Lost in the Laundry is about like a piece of paper that's put in your pocket, and then like you forget about it, and then the like pants go into like the washing machine, and they go through the dryer, and then you fold them up, whatever, put them away, then you go to put your pants on again, and you reach down, and there's just like a bunch of shriveled, dried up mess from it just being destroyed through the washing machine. It's from the perspective of that piece of paper, and I just thought that was kind of an interesting perspective to take with that. And I guess like the music of it too, it's like the main song part kind of is more like the washing part, and then like the last end of it has like the sitars and like kind of the deserty, trying to like show like the dryness of like being the dryer, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's a weird like sad song, but it's kind of a goofy concept of that. And it's all right. I like the main like music and song stuff. The ending part goes on a little long, I think. But I don't know. It's considering when I wrote it and what was going through my head, I think it's actually pretty good considering that. As far as just songs I've done, it's another one. And I've never personally been put in a pocket and then put in a washing machine and then put in a dryer and then shriveled up into a bunch of different pieces and never found. But it's a creative license, okay? So don't fuck with me.
I went home. I went home.
So I went home. Probably just a lot of abuse or something. I don't know. It's I don't even know exactly if there's a really like a storyline here. It's just like these assholes are like, hey, if you can't take this, then just go home. If you can't be one of us, and it's like, if you can't do all these things, then go home. And this other person being like, so I went home because I can't do those things. So it's kind of so many like people being overly like elitist about shit, and people being like way too down on themselves about shit combined into one song. And I really like the backing music stuff for it. It's like that's like really, really catchy. I like how that like keeps moving and flowing. The solo is like okay, and then it kind of just like phase out at the end of doing that stuff. The song could have done a bit more. The vocals could have been a bit better, but it's still a catchy tune. Mostly because of that backing music and the tones and stuff picked there. Pretty cool. So overall, it's worth existing. I'm glad I didn't just totally delete this one from hating it so much. So there's that. And seeing as I'm already home right now, I have nowhere to go except to the next song. The Helleton is an instrumental that's just supposed to be scary. I believe I did use it in a Halloween video. Originally, I was going to actually put words on this for a long time, and it was just a simple thing of like, it's like, I'm insane. It's like, I'm in hell. I'm a skeleton. I'm insane. I'm the Helleton. Something like that. But I never did it. I just kept putting it off because I had the music recorded. I just have to record me singing and doing it over it. I just kept not doing it and not doing it. And eventually I was like, fuck it. Just fuck it. I'm not going to do it. And then here it is as an instrumental still. And that's fine. I'm okay with that. It's okay. It does sound like generic, like what I go to when I try to make spooky songs for Halloween stuff. But it still sounds cool. It's just, kind of the atmosphere. Like you have the organ, you have the drums, and like the drums. I mean, the organ and the bell are like big ones I use a lot for like spooky songs. So it sounds a little generic to me, but it works perfectly fine. Especially if you're like, I want something to hear around Halloween time. Hey, that has a spooky nature to it.
I'm the zombie vampire. I want to suck your brains. Vombie and the Zampire are my names.
Vombie and the Zampire was actually used in one of my Halloween videos. And it's just about a creature that is a combination of both a zombie and a vampire. And I just, it's like, what would you call that? And I just did the thing where you swap the letters. Like, what would you naturally call these things if they're combined? Well, you either call it a Vombie or a Zampire. And my tradition of switching letters around like that works. And I think I had the idea of combining them. When I was writing it, I came up with a line that was great. The zombie vampire. I want to suck your brains. I love that line. It's so ridiculous. I like that line a lot. And I like the vocals sound really good on singing here too. So this one actually sounds pretty good. I'm kind of surprised. I don't remember it sounding this good. It's a little silly to maybe put both the Halloween songs next to each other like this, but I think my thought was something like, oh yeah, the Helleton is kind of like the lead-in to Vombie and the Zampire. But I don't know if it was necessary to do that. This one works better for just listening to as a song also. It does still kind of use some, like, it does like, not the bells, but it does like a little like chime thing. I don't know, and it's still got like a weird spacey organ thing, and just, I don't know, there's some pieces of it there, but while it is a little generic spooky in the way I do it, it's still done really well, to the point where you can kind of overcome that part, and you're like, yeah, but it's like a good version of that. What would you call a mix between a zombie and a vampire? Are you team Vombie, or are you team Zampire? Or is there another option that I'm not considering? Let me know in the comments.
Wake from sleeping. It's time again. Get up, moving. It's time awaken.
Sam's Awakening DX is just another version of Sam's Awakening, originally released on King of Space. And the thought process behind this was, okay, well, I'll try to do this so it's a better mix. I'll try to sing it better, and I'll try to have the instruments be better, so it's not like the weird, because of the effects that I had on there with the pedal and everything, and the way the camera picks stuff up, and just, it was all kind of sloppy. So I was like, I can do this better, and so I did this, and the singing feels a little forced. The music sounds like better, like mix-wise. My voice is a bit loud in the mix this time, and the solo was way weaker here. It's not as cool as the original one, so I probably shouldn't have bothered doing this. I just really thought I could do a better job of it, and then I didn't, and I really shouldn't have bothered, but it's still here, so I can't. I mean, I could have deleted it, I guess, but I won't. I tried, and also, the name is to reflect like how Sam's Awakening was a reference to Link's Awakening. This is called Sam's Awakening DX because it's a remake of Sam's Awakening. Also, the actual content of the song is about going out and like fighting off enemies on a battlefield. It kind of says it. It's like it's time for you to wake up and fight them, but it kind of explains that. So, pretty pointless segment, pretty big waste of time, but you know, you already wasted it. You can't get it back, so that's I mean, I can't either. It sucks for all of us, you know. It's just, I mean, I'm just think about how much more time it took me to sit here and record this thing, and then record that song and put it together and do all that shit. Think how much time I've wasted on this. Like, you're getting off easy, pal. All right, bucko.
In the end, that's how we'll die. That's how we'll die. That's how we'll die.
Erased by the Universe is really just about the idea that, you know, over time we're just going to go away. Eventually, you know, like, the universe will get rid of the Earth and everything that we are. All of this will just be gone. And we'll be erased by the universe. Very, very bleak way to look at things. That's pretty much it. And it's just layering stuff over there and then doing the cool, like, the organ thing to make it like, this is very creepy and dreadful. And the other tones are very airy and, like, breathy, I guess. Airy, breathy. Those are good words to use for, like, those other tones I have going on. So it's kind of interesting, I suppose. It's not great, but it doesn't go on maybe a little too long, but not too long. Not a big too long, you know. No, you don't know. The shit I say is so fucking weird. Nobody ever knows what I'm talking about.
I used to be a lampshade until I fucked a lamp. Now everyone in town is calling me a tramp. But I never worry, my style cannot cramp. Hey, at least I fucked a lamp.
At Least I Fucked a Lamp is just a goofy song. It's idea of like just saying lots of weird lines that are like kind of like, you know, saying them kind of seriously even though the lines themselves are goofy. There's not really a through line to it exactly either. But like I just thought it was funny. I was like, yeah, I fucked a lamp. That's a funny thing. I'll make that the song title and then try to work stuff around that. And for the most part, it did. The tones are okay. The song itself is like okay. It's interesting for sure, but I don't know, like that with the lyrics and the song and the composition and tones, it's interesting enough, but it's really goofy. So if you want something more serious, you might not like it. If you like goofy songs, you probably like this one. Also, I haven't actually had sex with a lamp. And to be perfectly honest, I haven't tried either, as far as I know. I was pretty drunk one time. I don't remember most of the night, so it is possible I may have made some unwanted advances at a lamp or three. Not to.
But I will never know what it was to you. How could I ever go beyond the silent blue?
Beyond the Silent Blue is the title track, and that's probably because it sounds really cool. I actually remember recording this. It's one of those where it was like I had the music ready, but it was like late, so I didn't want to be like really loud. So I recorded one of me doing it softly. He's like, maybe that'll be cool too, and just so I have it and I can get it out of me, and then later I can just sing it louder in that style. And I listened to it after, and I was like, yeah, that sounds pretty good actually. I'll keep that. Funny thing is, I don't know what the shit this song is about. I feel like maybe at the time it it had some kind of significance of like Beyond the Silent Blue meant something, but maybe it didn't. Maybe it was just a thing that sounded really cool and mysterious. But I don't have any fucking idea what that's supposed to mean, so I guess I'll never know what it was to you.
If you wanna be lost, if you wanna be lost, if you wanna be lost.
If You Wanna Be Lost is really just a catchy tune that's kind of just saying, like, hey, if you want to get yourself lost in something, whatever that might be, it's alright. It's okay to dive into things. Really just a catchy song, though, and, the end of it, you'll notice, saying lost a bunch in, like, weird places, and at the very end, it's, like, lost, like kind of awkwardly saying lost, as if, like, I wasn't, like, because I'm not, like, supposed to say it at that point, because everything stopped, but I wanted that, so that was a little forced, where it's, like, lost, I don't know, it was, silly, and it's the sad thing is that there's not a lot to say about some of these songs, because they are just kind of silly. There's not a whole lot to bring up for, like, how I did it, and what was going on, and what it's about, because they're just kind of silly, goofy ones that just kind of go. But that's okay, because, wait, this is the second song that uses the word lost in it on the album. Does that mean that this is secretly a concept album about the show Lost? No.
This time, so you tell me, I told you before. This may be the last time I am me no more.
Me No More is about someone who's just slowly, like, kind of like having amnesia, like, kind of like losing their mind, I guess. Just slowly, and it's kind of like, I guess it's maybe sort of implied that it's like an aging, like, thing, but it could be, just for some other reason, it's kind of slowly losing their mind and forgetting things and becoming less and less of who they were, not knowing things anymore. Just this, like, this sadness, and it's like, also it's like kind of like, it's like a really, like, sad song in the sense of, like, they're trying to, like, help this other person, like, deal with them forgetting all these things, because it's not going to affect them the same. They know it's not going to affect them the same way because they're the ones forgetting stuff. And it's not really based on anything close to me. So, like, it was interesting that I was able to make a song like this. I really like the tone of the guitar, like, with the clarinet thing. I think that sounds really cool together. Maybe a bit loud, but it sounds pretty good together. I like the little solo thing. I don't know. It's a pretty good one. This was one of the few songs on here where I remember it and being like, yeah, that one's good. And even though it is pretty sad, it's kind of like, it's like, it's okay. Like, I know what's gonna happen. We're gonna do what we can, So that's Me No More.
You fucked up, and now you're fucked. You fucked up, and you fucked up.
You Fucked Up is another song with fuck in the title. Well, pretty soon we're just gonna have a whole compilation album of all the times I have fuck in the title of my songs. But until then, let's keep talking about this one. This is just a kind of a silly one too, in the sense that I'm throwing around a lot of, like, goofy, like, insults, and I'm speaking in a weird voice, almost like I want to say it's almost like a mobster kind of voice. It's actually kind of similar to the voice I did on the song "Birdies in My Head," but it's the song is mostly about this idea of, like, kind of like working with, like, I guess it would be like a mobster kind of voice, where it's like, working on some kind of, like, mob things, and then it's like some idiot does something that gets him in trouble, and, like, it's, like, locked up in prison or something. It's like, I'm not gonna, like, bust you out or I'm not gonna bust you out. I'm not gonna take the fall. I'm not gonna be like, it's not gonna be my fault. You fucked up. It's your fault. You fucked yourself on that one. That's kind of the thrust of it, and I I saved this for the last song because it has so much power behind it with like those tones, like the guitar thing, like the that guitar and the synth overlap with each other. Just sounds so fucking cool. I really, really like the way it sounded. In fact, the song probably runs a little long just because I like the way it sounds so much. But that's you fucked up. I think it's pretty cool still. And that's Beyond the Silent Blue, the whole album. It's not great. I would say, if I'm being honest with myself, I think it is just. It makes sense though. It's a lot of leftovers from when I was still recording a bunch of stuff and still really messed up from all the Sad Michelle's stuff and all the stuff that just wasn't that concept ended up here. And I didn't add more. Eventually, I was just like, yeah, I'm not doing anything else. And I haven't really made any music for quite a while. I've been playing stuff. I've been thinking about it, but I don't know when the next album's gonna be or anything. So that's kind of up in the air. But I'm sure there will be one. I just don't know when and how I'm exactly going to record it with the equipment and make things sound better and what I want to do with that. Enough time has passed. I just don't know. There will be one, but who can say when? It's not going to be next week. I'll tell you that. So stay tuned for the next About the Albums once the next album rolls around. And thanks for joining me on this big journey so far. And hopefully there's going to be a decently sized journey to come for the series on About the Albums. Either way, I'll see you there or back here. You can find me, okay? You know where to find me. It's here. Thanks for watching. So the artwork here for Beyond the Silent Blue is mostly just blue. And then there's a lighter blue and a darker blue, and I made weird shapes to make some abstract art to make it look interesting. Because I figured the silent blue had something to do with the color blue, but maybe it doesn't. I don't know. And I try to just kind of keep it mysterious with this. Like, what does this represent? What does this mean? I don't know. But it's got all the stuff there. It's got that nice impact font. It's in a nice resolution. I don't know. It works. I really just slapped it together to have this be an album, since I originally wasn't going to make this be all that was on the album, but then I decided, yeah, I'm just going to do that, and then the next album will be actually new stuff, so it looks alright, I guess. I still got those crazy MS Paint skills.
Suck my ass and eat my weed.